for reviews, he's the hungry ferret.
Hey everybody! So today we're going to take a look at the Clever Coffee Dripper. This dripper is very similar to the tea brewing pots that you get at Teavana. This device should work similar to a French press. You immerse the coarse coffee beans in water, and then after a period of time, you run it through the filter. In this case, it's a paper filter, so it should be the best of both worlds. On the side here, it has a brief history lesson on how the dripper came about. On the other side is instructions for use. The directions are simple. It's 20 grams of ground coffee, 300 milliliters of hot water, brew for 4 minutes, and extract. So let's take a look inside. You have the dripper itself, a cap, and a bottom base. The bottom base is just a coaster for you to place the dripper on. The lid is pretty simple and it has a handle. There's also a quick instruction card inside and a thank you note. And here's the dripper. It's made from clear plastic, but BPA-free. And at the bottom here, you also see the release mechanism. The raised feet along the edges keep it from releasing the liquid. The feet rest on the coaster and it prevents the inner mechanism from triggering. As long as the container has a smaller diameter than the feet, then it'll trigger the mechanism to release the liquid. When you compare it to other drippers, it's actually quite large. And this makes sense, because this is immersion type. It keeps all the coffee and liquid together. And this is next to the larger V60, the size 2. The diameter is roughly around the same, but it's a little taller, so keep that in mind for storage. I had some size 2 filters lying around and I wanted to see if it works. It's a little short, but if you're careful, you could technically use it. You just gotta be careful not to have the coffee grinds go over the filter. If you carefully release the liquid without disturbing the grinds too much, it'll come out clean. Now let's try it with the recommended size 4 filter. The directions are simple. You fill the edges, insert, wet to rinse. The filter fits pretty well in the dripper. If you have a brown unbleached filter, I find that these generally do have a taste to it, so I will highly recommend to rinse it with hot water. You may have to shake it a little to get the last bit of water out. So here goes the coffee. And remember, the water is supposed to sit in the dripper, so you don't have to place it on the cup just yet. And here goes the hot water. The dripper holds the 300 milligrams of water and the 20 grams of coffee easily. There's plenty of space on the top, so you don't have to worry about overflowing. You also can see the coffee safely held in the chamber, so you don't have to worry about that. Four minutes later, we dispense in a container. The container just has to be a little bit smaller than the feet, which are most cups. The coffee comes out fairly quickly, so it's not a long wait time. Let's take a look at the brew. The coffee is dark and rich. You can see plenty of oils within the coffee. I would say it tastes like coffee that sat in a French press that ran through the filter. It has a rich flavor just like French press, but it doesn't have the grit. The filter definitely removes the grit that you normally would get from French press, especially at the very end. Also, since this is immersion type, you don't have to worry about your pour as much. As long as you get all the coffee grinds wet and within the container, then you're good. So this clever dripper makes it very easy for you to make a good, consistent cup of coffee. It's also much easier to clean than a French press, so this is a big advantage over that. But you do have to use filters, so that's the downside. When you get a chance, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.